They thought they had seen everything they thought. They had predicted every move, calculated every outcome, manipulated every man, but what they could never prepare for was the strength of a soul unshaken by love betrayed when I learned the truth. That the woman who once stood beside me in silence, in prayer, in war, was passing whispers to foreign hands the world expected me to break. They waited for anger, for destruction, for collapse, but what they received was something far more dangerous. To their empires, a man who found clarity inside chaos, Ibrahim Traoré, does not collapse. I rise because I was never trained to seek comfort. I was trained to carry the weight of my people, even when my heart is bleeding, even when the betrayal cuts deeper than any bullet. This was not just personal. This was political, a test of my soul, a trial of my commitment, and in that trial, I found a fire I had never known before. The betrayal did not destroy me. It revealed something hidden beneath. The armor, the discipline, to feel everything and still choose the mission. The betrayal of a partner is unlike any other. You do not hear it. In the shouts of enemies you hear it, in the silence of the night, the softness of a familiar voice now laced with deception. I watched my world shift, not from the outside, but from within. The very person who once held my hand had been shaking hands with those who wished to see me fall. And yet, I did not curse her. I did not parade her shame. I let history carry her weight, because I had something greater to carry: the future of Burkina Faso. Many advised I hide the truth, cover the scandal, for the sake of unity. But I believe in a deeper unity, a unity built not on illusion, but on integrity. My people deserve a leader who does not pretend, who does not mask pain with propaganda. And so I stood before them, not just as a president, but as a man, as a husband, as a human being. And I told them the truth. I told them that betrayal does not end us. It defines us. From that day forward, I created a new doctrine, a philosophy forged in fire. Loyalty is not love, and love is not loyalty, and power without trust is weakness disguised in uniforms. We created new protocols to protect the presidency, not from the enemy outside, but from the decay within. Every official, every guard, every servant underwent truth verification. We built walls not of concrete, but of character, and in doing so, I made sure no one would ever again stab the country through the heart of its leader. But I did not stop there. I turned pain into policy, the same way our ancestors turned chains into chance. I doubled our cybersecurity. I rewrote intelligence structures. I created an internal task force of loyal Burkina sons and daughters trained not just in intelligence, but in empathy, because you cannot protect a nation you do not love, and love must be earned, not assumed. This betrayal taught me something they never expected me to learn, that our greatest enemies no longer come in tanks. They come in smiles, they come in promises, they come as lovers, as advisors, as friends. And so, I turned my eyes inward. I studied not just enemies, but relationships, the architecture of trust, the balance of duty and emotion. And I taught my team that resilience is not the absence of pain, it is the command of it in those dark nights. I did not cry. I recalibrated in silence. I built strategy with a bleeding heart and made decisions that could not afford revenge, because revenge is for those who have nothing left to build. I still had a nation in my hands, and while I mourned the loss of a love I once believed in, I gave birth to a system that no longer depends on the loyalty of a few, but on the vigilance of the many. This is how you lead, not by pretending to be untouchable, but by proving that you are unbreakable, not by deleting the pain, but by transforming it into purpose. And when the enemies saw that I did not flinch, that I did not fire blindly, that I did not scream, they feared me more than ever, because a man who survives betrayal without losing his direction is a man they cannot predict. And if they cannot predict me, they cannot stop me. My wife was a mirror not of my weakness, but of the cost of power. And when I looked into that mirror, I saw every African leader who fell not by bullets, but by whispers. I saw Lumumba, I saw Sankara, I saw Gaddafi, not in their deaths, but in their distractions. the emotional wars that pulled them away from the throne. And I made a vow to every child in Burkina Faso: this leader will not fall from love. I will rise for mighty. Spoke to my mother in private, and she said something I will never forget. She said, "Son, betrayal sharpens the sword of the righteous." And from that day, I held my sword not in anger, but in readiness. I did not go hunting for enemies. I built a world where they could no longer hide, because the pain gave me eyes that no lie could escape. Let this be a lesson to every nation watching. The strength of a revolution is not in its gunfire. It is in its healing, and I healed not in silence, but in sovereignty. I made Burkina Faso stronger not by erasing the past, but by facing it, and from that wound we emerged not as victims, but as visionaries. And now our enemies must ask themselves, if he can survive betrayal from the one he loved, what can stop him? Now to my people I say this: never worship those who stand beside you. Worship the truth within you, because the truth does not spy. The truth does not sell you. The truth builds you, and the day we value truth more than titles, we will become a continent no empire can conquer. This is the story of betrayal. Yes, but more than that, this is the story of becoming, of rising, of leading. Not with vengeance, but with vision. And to those who still think Africa can be broken by whispers, remember this: in the heart of every true son of this land beats the rhythm of resistance, and not even love can silence it.